I normally have an intro to the show. Okay. So, you're going through a dark alleyway, and you see a mysterious figure, and he has a hat. And then he looks at you and says, "Hey, I have something to tell you." And then you turn around, and then the alleyway has extended upon infinity. And you're like, well, it's either this or I talk to the guy. And then you run off into the distance, and the guy's like, "You can't escape me. Eternity is everywhere." And then you run, and you run, and you run until you can't run anymore. And then you stop, and then and you turn around, and you look at the guy, and he reaches into his pocket, and he's like, "There, now I've caught you. Now I can give you this." And he pulls out from his pocket an anime dartboard, the show where you fucking review, we pick a random 13 episode anime or a movie, and we talk about it that has an English dub. And last time we picked Blade of the Immortal. That was improv, and that's why it wasn't very good. Normally I at least prep this in the shower before starting the stream. Specifically the 2008 version, which of course everyone has watched this like you were told to last stream. You have definitely watched the Blade of the Immortal. Good job, everyone. Give yourself a hand of applause for actually watching the book club anime. Alright, so what did you think of Blade of the Immortal? I'll wait. That's a solid opinion. Let me tell you what I thought about Blade of the Immortal. What I thought about Blade of the Immortal is I actually genuinely liked it, and I am looking forward to eventually going into the 2009 version. I'll probably go into that a bit later in the month, maybe, because I want to try and get it out relatively close to uploading this episode, which won't go up until next month, because I always put this episode up next month. But I did like the fact that the main character, the female character, developed sex furiously watching my Mal updates and getting pissed when it isn't Blade of the Immortal. No one ever watches the dartboards! That's fine, no one ever watched the dartboards. I think if everyone genuinely watched the dartboards, you would probably have a bad time, to be honest. Despite it being an anime book club, in my brain this will catch on at one point. When we're like 60 episodes deep, I'll have at least like 2 people being like, "Yeah, I watched the anime. Don't worry, Zach, I watched this." And I'll be like, fucking thank Christ. Thank Christ someone is in on this. I haven't seen that one, but the live action movie is available for a few streaming services. Well, Maid has apparently seen the live action one. One thing I want to address is this poster. Where the fucking main samurai dude is holding a sword, but like it's like almost a double-bladed sword, or he's holding the katanas, but like it's either a double-bladed katana or he's holding them by their bases. But I will tell you right now, as a person who owns at least 3 katanas, katana handles aren't that short. So there are many katana handles, if that is the case. So this poster distresses me, actually. Anyway, this is the 2008 version. I actually liked it. I liked all the characters. I thought it was a pretty good time. I thought the combat sequences didn't overstay their welcome. I thought they were interesting. I like the fact that the main Immortal Samurai character isn't straight up invincible. Like, he gets his ass beat at least 2 occasions. This fucking bitch, watch the dart. Oh, hey, she updated only by chapter 83. You are sick. Maybe, possibly, probably not. I am sorry to disappoint your fantasy where I call you a whore maid, but unfortunately, I actually don't pay attention to what my friends watch on Mal unless I am also watching the same thing. I think that's supposed to be a swallow. The sword is? So, yeah, I do appreciate that the main character is not invincible. I like the fact that they introduce a whore character who's like, I'm the fucking greatest goddamn fighter in the series, but I just do not have the heart of a warrior and I don't want to kill people. And then she gets her ass beat by the main character who's like, ha! You suck at this. And then she gets the heart to, like, kick his ass. And then she's like, I'm gonna go beat his ass. And then she just straight up does it. Like, the story makes sure you know that this woman is better than the actual main villain at fighting. And then when she gets serious, she kicks the shit out of the fucking main, like, fighter of the story, almost seemingly without effort. I didn't say you had a fetish. And then, like, I like the power consistence of that. Like, one big thing about me, don't even think that I know you are. Something like the main character's weapon from Chrono Cross. Oh, yeah. Well, so the thing is, double-bladed swords aren't real, though. Because they're bad. And you would stab yourself. But yeah, I like the power consistent. You can't lie to me. I'm not fully sure what you're talking about right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, I like the power consistency. One thing that will take me out of a story immediately is if, like, they establish that one character is, like, this level of power and then they prove not to be. And I love that this, like, keeps it like that way. I'm a bit disappointed that this ends on a cliffhanger, but I guess that's what the 2019 version is for. But the 2019 version is, like, 26 episodes, so maybe they just ran out of manga. A good visual to that is all the Darth Maul bloopers. Did he keep hitting himself? And I like that the main girl, who's sort of a pseudo-main character, I would almost argue she's leaning towards being the main character as this goes on, because, like, the main plot is about her getting her revenge. So she's almost as, like, they're almost dude antagonists. They're almost, like, as much of the main characters as each other. Where she's, like, learning to fight and she's learning to swallow throws, but obviously she's not very good at it. What I would like to see with Blade of the Immortal is if she is the one that defeats the main villain instead of the Immortal Samurai guy. Like, because so easily that, like, because he killed 1,000 good guys, so he's trying to kill 1,000 bad guys. It'd be so easy if the end of the show is him killing the bad guy, and then that's, like, his 1,000th kill or something, so then he can finally die or some bullshit. But I think it would be a lot more impactful if the girl takes her revenge. Or if she takes her revenge, but she turns into a bad guy while taking her revenge, and so she's the 1,000th. But anyway, we'll check it out when I review the 2019 anime, I guess. But yeah, no, it did leave in a bit of a cliffhanger, but I did like that they were actively pursuing making the girl stronger. I like that the power was consistent. I like that the whore was actually the strongest character, like they said she was. Yeah, I just generally enjoyed the overall, like, the bit of it. I thought it was actually genuinely good. I thought the combat scenes didn't overstay their welcome. I thought there was a decent amount of characterization. So, also, I have to say that she was like, I'm planning to get a second bodyguard, and she talks to the painter, and the painter's like, no. And I assumed the painter was going to show up and she'd have 2 bodyguards, sort of like a Samurai Champloo scenario. And then, like, no, the painter just said no, so she doesn't get a second bodyguard. And I thought that was kind of fun. I kind of appreciated that, like, no meant no in that scenario, so. Kind of like, oh, Hyakumaru is absolutely the protagonist and not Dororo. In the original, yeah, for sure. No, I completely agree. in like the remake version, Dororo is definitely the central focus. But yeah, Hyakumaru, unquestionably the central focus in the original, like, 70s anime, for sure. 6 Dartboardiest. Dartboard. I'm starting to feel that I have to get through this alcohol by the end of the stream. That's the rule. Somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere. All right. Shovel. 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 The most terrifying part about this is I don't know what's going to come up. Kisniver! Oh! That's the Studio Trigger anime I've never seen. I hear Dororo. I think people are mispronouncing. I have seen Dororo. I have seen Dororo. It's okay. It's not that good, actually. I think it's a little overhyped. I will say Baccano was better. Alright. Kisniver. Katsuhira Agata is a Shiro can only faintly remember the days before Katsuhira had undergone this profound change. Now his muffled and complacent demeanor make Mal rewrite. You gotta that's a fucking grammar mistake made by Mal rewrite. Now his muffled and complacent demeanor make Katsuhira a constant target for bullies who exploit him for egregious sums of money, but their fists only just manage to make him blink, as even emotions are far from his grasp. Wow, this is actually kind of written like shit. However, one day, Katsuhira, Chidori, and 4 other teenagers are abducted and forced to join the Kusina system as official Kisnivers. Those taking part are connected through pain. If one member is injured, the others feel an equal amount of agony. Those individuals must become lab rats and scapegoats of an incomplete system designed with world peace in mind. With their fates literally intertwined, the Kisnivers must expose their true selves to each other or risk failing much more than just the Kusina system. This came out in 2016. This was made by Studio Trigger, like I said. It's 12 episodes. Its tags are drama, romance, sci-fi. It's licensed by Aniplex of America. But it is streaming on Crunchyroll. I was gonna say it's licensed by Aniplex, so good fucking luck, idiot. And it is directed by... I don't normally talk about the director, but I always post it on Discord, so I don't know why I don't just talk about the director. It's directed by some fucking guy, I guess. I guess I'll have to, like, go to ANN to figure out who fucking directed this shit, because the director is not listed. We know who produced it, but we don't know who directed... Oh, here we go. It's directed by Hiroshi Kobayashi, who also directed episode 29 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I dare you to remember what happened in episode 29. He did the storyboard for episode 23 of Dororo, which I am only bringing up because it was relevant to this. From what I understand, this is largely considered to be Studio Trigger's worst anime until the fucking one where the kids piloted mechs and everything was a sex reference came out. What was that called? Darling in the Franxx. He directed Witch from Mercury. Oh, I hear that's a banger. You'll hear about the Witch from Mercury fucking controversy. If not, remind me about it. I genuinely, before we end the stream, because I still have some alcohol to go, and I need to finish this before the end of the stream, please remind me about the Witch from Mercury controversy. He directed Witch from Mercury Season 2. Maybe he wanted his name removed like the English cast of Digimon. No, so he directed Witch from Mercury. He directed the ONA of Spriggan from 2022. He directed literally something I've never fucking heard of, which is, honestly, let's be real here, an accomplishment. And he directed Kisnizer. Dragon Pilot, Hisona, and Masutan. Oh, I have heard of this, actually. I haven't watched this, though, because I have standards. I have standards, actually. Some of these mal synopsises read like this. Check out this Reddit post. Fuck it, why not?